Outer Orange.
This is dexander.blog, and today we're gonna be on it just because we haven't done one in a while, and I thought I would do one today. Actually, he changed it up a little bit. It has a little bit more stuff on it. He even has a little bio now of him. Pretty cool. Anyway, guys, welcome back. OuterOrange here today. We're gonna be looking at some lists today, just because why not? We're gonna be checking out Minerva. Anyway, if you guys need anything, 50cards.shop, code orange, get anything you want. He's doing some funny sales right now, so check him out. Do all that fun stuff. Get yourself some cards. But now, guys, let's go ahead and see what's going on. I think we've talked about Nirvana in the past, but Nirvana obviously hasn't changed, as you can tell. No one's really taking it. Dragonic Overlord is one of the strongest decks in the format right now, at least for us over in Japan as well. So this deck is performing pretty well. The list hasn't changed at all since this card has dropped. I think there's also like the new there's some kind of new card you can run. I think it's this card right here, where you can like you can shove an Overlord into Soul to kind of help out. So now you can actually just run the grade 3 in your ride line, and then get another Overlord to Soul, which would be this, and then you kind of just get the ability to not have to not lose your drives and all that stuff. There's Bob Sagar. I know recently it's been getting some good cards. I think it's this card that I recently got, so I think Bob might be coming back. And then Tombayura shouldn't have changed too much. Pretty much about the same, but for us right now, we just got this promo and we got all this new stuff, so now you guys can actually test it out and kind of see how the new dolls work with the old dolls, along with the new Fox art. I believe these are Fox arts and the broken toys. So hopefully you guys are able to get those. And then we got Shoji Joshi. I'm not too familiar with this. It's kind of like a binding deck. I'm not going to go into it since I don't know much about it. And then there's Ginma, which is you can run this instead, also with the binding mechanics as well. It seems to be doing pretty decently. I hear it's like kind of like a tier 2 spot, so there's that. Over on counter side, Bastion did get the unrestriction with Dark Strains. Now you can run Dark Strain again, so that's obviously what you're seeing here. But honestly, it is 2023, and guess what? Bastion is still exactly the same. Some things just never change. Hexa Orb probably changed a little bit, but nothing too crazy. They're running the Girl and maybe the Chalice. I think the Chalice kind of helps the deck a lot now, since it's another persona in your deck. So Hexa Orb has its moments where it probably shines. MLB has been doing pretty well since it did get the promo recently. They're running the grade 3. This is a very weird deck. Holy crap. Oh, they're running deck is so weird. It's running the order, which you kind of want. And it's running this old card, and then it's running this is a very strange deck, but you know, they're making it work. They're making it work. I don't know why or how. It's the same guy for both of them too. And then let's check out PBO. PBO did get recently the new card, this card right here, so PBO should be doing pretty decently now. I'm actually pretty excited. I miss playing my waifu. I miss my waifu so much. I haven't talked about my waifu in a while. This is regular PBO right here. So, I haven't talked about my waifu in a while, and I still have all the cards and everything. The only thing I don't have is of this. I think I pulled a couple of these. Youthberg is still being Youthberg. I don't think the deck has changed at all. I'm assuming it's still cookie cutter. The only difference is the grade 2s if you want Calvary here, or if you run Maple, or if you run this girl instead, kind of up to you. Or if you want to run the counter charging Incolate or whatever her name is. Then we got Graham Grace. I don't know too much about this deck. I just know it's focused on grade 3s and souls, so you know, some funky stuff going on here. It looks like they're running the Blaster Dark ride line because it's just free and it's just fun to play. We got that. We did get a couple small upgrades for us on our side. We did get this promo, so now you can have access to that, so you can run your lists and have fun with that here. Oh yeah, it's this order. There's also this order as well that helps you flip between these two. You can flip between these two a little bit easier. And then we've got Minerva. I don't actually know too much about Minerva, but I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about her. A lot of people say she's actually pretty decent. Obviously, you do got to run the Calvary though, so it's kind of maybe a little painful for those who are trying to get this, because everything else isn't too bad, but this, and probably this is a up. But hey, if you're into Minerva, you might as well. Now's the time. Now is the time. Now there's Sarah Snow. This deck is another 2023 deck that has not changed at all, probably. This deck should be pretty much exactly the same as it's been. That's loading, so while that's loading, Orphist hasn't changed at all either. Orphist will be about the same except for the Combine Rusher, but everything else should be the same. And we got the promo pretty recently, so now you can run the promo as well. But Orphist is pretty much exactly the same. This is a very heavy order run list. This is so many orders. God, that's so many. It's 11. I think 9 is like a really good spot, but they just want to all in on you. They're just like, screw it. I just want orders for days. I want orders and tokens. This is a little heavy, but at least it lowers your odds of whiffing when you go into this. But you have a very fake hand half the time. Let's see if this opened up for us. So this is Sarah Snow. Yeah, the list is pretty much the same. Nothing has changed with Sarah Snow at all, and I don't know if it will change until they give new support either between the ride line or new prison or something. I don't know. Well, maybe something will change in the future, because I think this deck really needs to change. It's been the same with Bastion pretty much this entire time. Your video should be actually pretty much about the same. It just kind of depends on you, like what kind of ride line you want to run. But overall, I think it should be the same. If someone running this new promo here, it just kind of lets you extend more meteors, which isn't bad. You kind of want to do that. So this is not too bad to keep your meteors going. So just a nice little extension here for that. And then a lot of Ava going on here. Obviously, since Ava is like one of the strongest decks in the format right now, aside from Jet. So we're obviously gonna see a lot of Avas performing pretty well. Overall, we don't have the one promo card. However, there actually is a replacement. A lot of people are running this card. I actually don't. I've been testing Ava a lot recently, and I think this is a no-no. But there's actually another card. I have it right here, but it's a heavy armed Panzer. So this card pretty much says if you have a set order in your order zone, this unit gets boost. So it's an interceptor and a booster in one go. And pretty much it's a mini substitute for the other grade 2 promo that's actually the better version of this card. But essentially, I've actually been running this to make my Vanguard always be 28 and my rearguard columns just be obnoxious and big. I've been running that over this card just because the soul is actually very costly, but that's just me. I actually love this card, but I think an Archite is just better. So that's just sort of what I've been, touching base on with Ava. Otherwise, Ava is honestly, I think the list is like quote unquote pretty much like solved. Most people are pretty much running about the same. This is the card that everyone is running, but that's why I said just run this instead, and you'll be pretty close. So a lot of nice results. Then we have Diana's. I don't really know too much about this. This is the one where you bring heroes into your base and stuff like that. It's not bad. I just think it just doesn't kill fast enough, but it's actually not too terrible if you have 3 of these in your zone. I think once they get another way to get a second base or something, it's just another way to get a base. I think they'll be in a better. So hopefully there'll be a feature for that. Then there's Archite. I actually think Archite's like insanely good. Some people are running like different kind of variations of it. I've been running a very strange build, like a very strange build, a very unorthodox build, but it's actually been working pretty well recently. But some people run the Combat Robust, I think his name is, just for the order, just to make sure you get the 3rd order, because these orders are just so busted. These orders are just really strong with it, and also this card, abusing this card is just really nice. I will say Bobomai is kind of a little weird in here, and also running only one of the PGs is pretty risky. I would honestly go all 4. I think maximizing on as many monster cards as possible is just very OP. So I actually don't agree with this list very much, but hey, they won, right? Not me. But I think there's better lists. So some do run the Mikani here. Mikani's pretty good. I actually like this as an option as well over Bobomine, and actually 3 is a pretty good number as well. But I'm actually starting to notice that you don't really need counter busts. You can actually run a Combat Rusher or something. Also, this is a very sick playmat. Holy hell! But they're running the 4 PGs. I do agree with draws. If you're not running draws, you should be running draws. You should be running 8 crit 3 draw like 100%. That is just the triggers. The trigger lineup. No better one. And then, wow, is this max rarity? I think this is max rarity. Holy crap! But that's intense. But yeah, otherwise, this is pretty. So the way this deck is that this right here, this top part right here, is solved. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, this is probably just the best way to run the deck. And then this right here is pretty solved. And then you kind of have like these 7 flex slots right here that we're seeing, where you can kind of run whatever you want. You can run 3 Combine Rusher here, and then run the grade 1 that's 10k booster all the time. That's also a monster card, or you can like experiment with some other stuff. But honestly, this is like pretty honestly, this is probably a pretty good list. I actually like these cards. It kind of sucks if you top 5 and you open these because they just don't do anything. But the Soul Charge is very nice because it makes this card just so good. The Wavy Loss, just like you could just spam the Wavy Loss and just like keep going. And yes, I know I'm talking a lot about this deck. It's because I know a lot about this deck. This is one of my favorite decks that I've been recently testing. I absolutely love the crap out of this deck. It's so freaking fun. I'm still experimenting with my list though. And then we have this guy. This is the funny guy. Some people are actually asking me for a list of this, and I was like, bro, I don't have a list. I literally took bases and threw it in here to try to make the deck work. Surprisingly enough, this deck's actually very interesting. It actually kind of works. As weird as it sounds, you really need Combat Rusher in it though, like super badly. This one runs the monster engine, so you can go like this mini monster route, which is what they're doing. It's kind of weird because you're gonna probably whiff this. Unfortunately, I actually don't know unless he has monster in his name. Maybe he has monster. I don't know if he does or doesn't. But otherwise, this deck's very interesting. You pretty much look at top 5, and any orders in there, you instantly place them and use their abilities, which is really cool. This one activates for free pretty much, which is a really good skill to activate. And then Ava skills also, Ava order activates. It's a very funky deck, but it's just really cool to keep activating skills and doing. The meteors will activate too. It's just all this funny stuff you can do. The deck actually performs pretty decently, and yeah, if you have like 5 of them, it has to be 5 different ones, but if you have like 5 different ones, you can like restand him. It's pretty cool. You usually restand Rearguard, so you can restand him. Go to Dark States. Bear Magnet should be pretty the samey. Your Barrow's pretty the samey. So I'm not even gonna. We all know what Barrow does. Here is But oh, this is Jujul. Jujul's performing pretty well over in Japan, and honestly over here it's been doing pretty good. Not as many people talk about Jujul, but I think people are aware. I don't really know what half these cards do, but all I know is that you get a bunch of soul and then you soul blast it all out, and then here's Greedon. A little Greedon. I had a lot of faith in Greedon. I'm starting to lose faith in Greedon. Maybe I'll get it back. But they're actually writing the dolls in this to see the dolls like that. But anyway, and then obviously, oh yeah, that's right. There's this guy. There's the Deer Days boss. He pretty much you don't persona it, but you keep getting 10k power in a crit, which is really funny. This deck's very aggressive. It's actually very painful to deal with this deck sometimes. This is strange, because why would you anyway, like literally the whole point of him is to not persona because you still get FX, but whatever. Anyway, I guess. I guess, but anyway, overall you just beat face a lot, and people are on the Bruce ride line. Too bad. And then we have a bunch of jets. There's so many jets, and yeah, you pretty much just either run your swirlers or you run the cats, or there's actually one more grade 1. It's like a Greedon grade 1 that you run to replenish the soul because you want to spam GG as much as possible, and the swirler because he gets numbers, and then just everything in the stack. I've recently been testing this deck actually, for proxying, and it really is as strong as it looks. It's a very, very aggressive deck, and they're running the grade 2 Soul Charger actually. This is very interesting because she's actually not bad. Not bad to run because she just every time you swing with her, she just Soul Charges. Oh yeah, there's this guy, right? There's the shield guy, swirler, the usual. These lists are usually pretty much all about the same with some small pieces. Yeah, see this person's running the grade 2. Actually, they're running 4 copies of it. So the reason why they're probably running this is because to outgrade 2 game people, since most people are going to grade 2 game you anyway. And then you'll notice that they're also running this one. This is when on place, you look at top 2. If you don't have a card in this card name, you soul charge it. Otherwise, you like something, I don't remember, you do something with it. You pretty much put a card into soul out of top 2. I think the other one goes to the bottom or something. It's meant for chaos, but people run into here. And then also people are starting to run this guy. He says on place soul charge, and you can soul blast through draw a card. Just another card to just, to keep drawing. And if you're stuck on grade 2 gaming and you don't even get a chance to stride, the whole point of it is people grade 2 game you, so you don't stride. So instead of striding, you just play the grade 2 game and you run these funny cards to grade 2 game. And that's why you're noticing a lot of these later decks have it. And then there's Lukier. Lukier it's just Lukier. A lot of mini multi-attacking with the order, and then you run this to kind of help you finish your soul and keep the different units going to then keep bringing them out. And there's Storkea. Obviously now with the inlet unrestricted, you can run inlet again. So that's what people are running. They're running inlet. They're running this. This is pretty much a regular list aside from the maple and the equipment here. Everything else is about the same. They're not running wild intelligence in here. They're also running this card. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this card. I know the number is nice on them, but I don't really like this card too. I don't know why. It just feels kind of meh to me. But I do like this guy. I think this guy's good. And then obviously Impix is back because Impix is a good boy. And then Zorga being Zorga. Zorga probably hasn't shifted too much aside from Chalice. I don't even know if you need Chalice, honestly, but hey, I haven't been testing it because I'm kind of on when is Zorga gonna get an actual support vote right now. So it's got a nice new reprint. I'm really excited. It's a really pretty reprint, so I can't wait to see that. But Zorga obviously is about the same. Flagberg is about the same too. I recently, when I was thinking about Chalice, I realized that you can't even run Chalice in Flagberg, because you're using these orders every single turn, and what happens is you get screwed over if you want a Chalice a turn or something. It's kind of weird. It's weird. I actually was like, oh, you can run Chalice, and I was like, wait, no, you can't. No, you can't run Chalice. That's weird. Like, you're using an order every single turn, so you can't actually run this. It's kind of awkward to run this. But hey, but long story short, Blackberry doesn't change too much aside from the Chalice. Most of the decks are about the same. Some run the pure, some don't. I still think the Zorka ride line is the superior one. Even though, this is nice. I think the soul is just so heavy on this. If this didn't soul blast so much, I'd be like very whatever about it. But if you're in a situation where these are your only 2 attackers, this will be gone. Like, you won't even have access to this. And I think even this will be gone. Long story short is you're not gonna have this soul right here, and it just kind of sucks because you just run out of soul and you just get stuck and then you can't do anything. It's very bad. I think this is still the superior card to kind of focus on towards. What is that? I don't know. But anyway. So, and then we have Maelstrom. I've actually been finally testing Maelstrom, and I'm actually really liking it. I actually think it's a pretty fun deck. I've been experimenting with a couple decks, a couple different lists and stuff like that. I haven't been playing it as much as the person that I live with has been playing, because he's the Aquaforce player along with me, Feather player. So he's been mainly playing it, but I've also played a couple games and stuff like that, and I've played into it obviously quite a few times. So overall, it's actually not too terrible of a deck. I think not the greatest thing in the world. It's I think Flybreak is slightly stronger, but the ride line in Maelstrom is actually really good. I like the ride line a lot. I think the fact that you can just top 7 for an inlet, get access to inlet pretty fast is really good. This deck abuses inlet really well in my opinion. And the fact that they made a Tear Dragon and Aquaforce is really good, because it really works well with inlet. If it wasn't for the Tear Dragon thing, I think this deck would be so much worse. The fact that there's Tear Dragons that you can also play and kind of do stuff with makes the deck better. Like 2 archetypes in one, and you can search for either one or usually play either one, which is really good. So overall, the deck's actually pretty solid. So I don't agree with the Chalice because you actually need to play this card a lot, and you need to play this card every single turn. And if you're playing this card every single turn, it means you can't. So little fun fact I've been figuring out that Chalice is an order, and you can only play 1 order per turn. Per turn. So yeah, Chalice actually isn't as great as I initially thought it was. And there's Kyrie. I've been messing around with Kyrie a lot recently. It's been really fun, especially with Chalice, because in Kyrie you can actually play it since you don't play too many orders in Kyrie, so you can actually get away with running the grade 3 version, or you can go and be like this person and run the grade 4 version with the promo. New promo's been really fun if you're out there, if you're trying to get access to it. You know, if you have the price for it, it's actually pretty fun. Very fun, very fun little promo, and made Kyrie just more fun to play. I didn't make it any better, but at least it's fun. And then there's a Corsa. Somebody won with Corsa. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know Corsa had anything. And then as for Tia, I think this is the weird for Tia deck. This is the one that ran like a little bit of everything. And he even runs this. It was like I remember I looked at this at one point. I was like, fun. And then we have this is Michu. I've actually been really enjoying Michu. Michu's been really fun. This new promo here has been a blast to play. I actually really like the deck. I've been enjoying it. I don't know why, but I have been. I am really sad that we don't have this collab. I really wanted this collab. I was actually really excited for it, and I'm actually happy I picked up my cards because I actually thought we were gonna get like these reprints, but we were gonna have these cards, and we never got them. So I'm kind of sad. But overall, Michu's been really fun. I recommend Michu. And then we have Medell. I've actually been testing this deck a lot recently. It's actually strangely enough like a very fun deck. I'm actually so surprised. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but it's actually really fun. I've been playing it more and more recently, and it's just been fun. This jacket girl right here, she's funny. And this card's really funny too. You just like keep looking at your top card. It's so funny. And this is a restander. And look, it's OuterOrange. There she is in the flesh, in the card flesh. And then we have Kyoka. Kyoka's another deck that you guys probably know because I've talked about it here and there. But I've also been testing Kyoka a lot recently. Kyoka's been really fun to play. I will say I don't like this card. No, I know why people run this card, but God, I'm not a fan. I know why they run it because you want the into soul stuff to that way you can restand Archie. But holy crap, it's just so. You really want rear guards on the board, and this kind of negates the purpose of having rear guards on the board. But otherwise, it's really good. I don't run the Yuikas just because I just don't like it. I've been trying to make builds without Yuika and Melty in them. It's very hard, but you know, it's still I've been making it happen. It's been working. It's been fun. And then obviously with TCS still performs real well. The deck is still really good, so good. I think even like to the point where Japan is in terms of meta, I think with TCS still performs well. I don't think there's anything too crazy going on in here. We're not going to go over Monster Strike because obviously we're clueless. I do see one Yo, but honestly this deck should not have changed at all because aside from the Chalice, but otherwise it should be about the same. So yeah, that's all the lists for Minerva. We went all of them, but we went through a good chunk of them. Okay. We're a good chunk of them. And here's the chart in case anyone's curious. Obviously Jed and Ava are like the peak here. So Dexander actually brought these back. Thank you, Dexander, for bringing these back. It's very easy. You can see what the top 5 ride lines are doing, and actually he has them from like week to week, which is actually I didn't even know he had. Cool. You can kind of see how decks were doing and what was performing. And it looks like Minerva was actually more popular towards the beginning, and then towards the end it really flipped, and then Youthberg started coming out more because Youthberg was wasn't too far behind, but and we had Tomoyura too, and then as you kind of start going, you start seeing quite a difference. And Ibisu completely disappears, obviously, because there was a restriction that happened on Ibisu. Even then, she's still a little bit, but yeah, obviously, this is what meta shaped into, week 8, 8 weeks of this. So very exciting stuff. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. So sorry, there's a lot of talking. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast, but there's the restriction here. Goodbye. In case you guys need to see it again. This got restricted to 1, this got unrestricted, and these got unrestricted. Other than that, guys, that's it. Maybe next time we'll do the set 9 stuff. I'm pretty sure that just came out, so it did just come out. It came out about a week ago, so we could probably talk about set 9 probably next coming weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys see anything interesting, just remember dexander.blog. You can always go in here and poke around, and you can even look at previous lists too, or previous stuff from who knows when. He has them all up here. So it's been real. It's been fun. Peace out, Spadania. If you have any questions or any of that, you can always leave that below. Other than that, guys, peace out, Spadania. See you guys in a future video. Bye.